Am live. Hey, hi, how are you? I am going to go ahead and check to make sure that I am live on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you don't already have your favorite drink, go ahead and grab that and we will get started in just a few minutes. I am not going to go off of my script tonight. We're going to see how I roll without it. So let me log into split view, this. Okay. I hate looking down when I'm doing this. I should have had this already kind of loaded. And if I look super shiny tonight, it's because I was trying to get ready. Okay. I can pause myself there. And it looks like I'm here. Okay. So I have volume on both, and I've turned that down. And we are going to go ahead and can I copy this? No, I don't want to do that. Poo. Subscribe. Serve 20% off your first order. HeidiMind.com. Subscribe. Did it again. It puts that space there. Don't do that. Okay. Boop. And we're going to pin it. Are you going to let me pin it? There we go. Pin. There we go. Okay, so now it is up. Play. Okay. All right, I believe I am up and ready to roll, and I have the chats open, and I'm gonna have to move that in a minute because tonight I am going to do a sew with me, or I should say fill an order with me or embroider with me. I don't know. We'll think of a name. Hi, my name is Heidi and I am the owner of HeidiMind.com, and I am also a homeschool mom of 11 and 13-year-old girls. On my Wednesday night live for Facebook and YouTube at 7 p.m. Pacific, I share my experience as a small business owner, as a homeschool mom, more recently as a single parent, and as a homeowner. Previously, I have done updates where I share like a weekly update for all three of those. I think I'm going to change that up a little bit because that was kind of taking a long time. Not that I don't mind sharing an hour with all of my homies. It's just that maybe people don't want to watch for a full hour. And I can kind of see by the stats in YouTube that people don't really watch the full hour. So if you're not going to watch the full hour, let's just cut to the chase and do the things we want to do. So if you are new here, please feel free to hit the like button or thumbs up, follow on Facebook, or subscribe on YouTube. This not only helps more people just like you come hang out, it also lets me know, or it also helps, yeah, it just helps the algorithm, let's be honest. And I'm not going off my script, so I know I'm going out of order with these things. If you are joining me live, please comment with #live, or if you are watching on the replay, go ahead and comment with #replay. This not only helps me know when people are watching, it also lets me know if I need to change up my times or my days. So Miss Sarah Jane is live. Hi there. That was an awkward wave. For those that don't know, Sarah Jane is one of my in real life BFFs. We are homeschool moms, and if you have any inquiries, questions, curiosities about homeschooling, go check out her channel at Home with Sarah Jane. I did see the other day, because I do watch her channel, she has passed 800 subscribers. I'm so excited about that. And she is getting closer to 1,000. So If you are interested in homeschooling, she's got some amazing content, and it would be really cool if she got to 1,000 like super quick. So just gonna say that. Yes, homeschool BFFs for life. We actually got to see each other on, well, it was, yeah, picture day. It was picture day for all the kids. I was gonna say my kids, but it was all the kids. And then we get to sort of hang out on Monday. We have a parent workshop. But because we have both been homeschooling for so long, we get asked to be table leaders. But we did arrange it so that we were tables that are hopefully close together so that we can still, yeah, I'm so excited for Monday. I was at the school, we both use the same charter school, and I was at the school yesterday for MAP testing. I would love to tell you what it stands for, but I can't remember. And there were some other homeschool moms that I've gotten to know definitely over the last year, but over the last few years. One mom in particular I've known for a very long time, just because she's known my family for a long time. And so we ended up sitting, it was kind of nice out. It wasn't 100 billion degrees outside. So we sat outside, and it was kind of a neat thing that more moms, as they were dropping off their kids to the MAP testing, were coming over and joining our table. And so it really kind of felt a little bit like the cool kid table in high school, except that it was only one table and we were all at it. There were three other moms whose oldest children are also in the 8th grade. Some of them are taking classes with my daughter and some of them aren't, for multiple reasons. So it was a really fun thing to be able to talk to other moms and to get perspectives. And also, you know, I was able to give a little advice. Go figure. I'm always hesitant to give advice because, like, I probably think that I do everything wrong. And I think that maybe a lot of homeschool parents question whether or not they're making all of the right decisions for their kids. But sometimes we've gone through things in our homeschool life or our personal life or whatever, and it will give someone else some new ideas and perspectives. So that's so fetch. I'm gonna make fetch happen, telling you. Yes, I was bummed that Sarah had a different day for her testing. I assumed that I would have seen her if she was there, so I figured she was a different day for testing. So next year we'll have to plan that better. Except that I won't be sitting in my car with my radio on, because that was the first year Sarah and I first like really started hanging out a lot. I want to say my oldest was in 3rd grade, so I think it was 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was 5 years ago. And mine and Sarah's youngest daughters are the same age. So we took our oldest daughters in for CAP testing, and Sarah and I and our 2 youngest daughters just hung out, and the kids played and we chatted, and it was a lot of fun until the very last day when they left early for an appointment, and my kid wanted to listen to the radio, and I should have left the car running, and I didn't, and my battery died. But the amazing teachers at the homeschool were able to jump my car, and I am a prepared mama, and I have jumper cables in my car always. I don't think I can be trusted to put them on by myself, but who knows? I learn new things every day. One of these days I will figure out how to change a tire on my own. That's goals right there. So I figured tonight, my sewing room is a little bit of a mess, so I was not going to do this. And then I have to fill an order anyway. So I was just like, you know what? If I can find all of the things that I need to fill this order, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it during the live, because it is not a design that I am not allowed to stitch while filming. So I do have to find some thread, I think. I have to find some embroidery thread, but I can get started. So the only thing that I will warn about in advance is that even, I don't know, I guess the small machine isn't quite as loud as I remember it being, but the machines can be kind of loud. So I can watch questions while it's stitching and I can try to answer them. But if it does get too loud, I don't know. Yeah, I'll just have to talk loud. It is what it is. I did do maintenance on my big machine a week ago, and I didn't end up recording it. It was just, I think, maybe I recorded it. I don't remember. I think it was too dark and I was just not in a good mood. And then I had to do a tension test. I think I threw it away, but basically, I don't want to move the camera, honestly. This machine that's next to me, it has 15 needles and every needle has its own tension. And there are 3 tension discs per needle. And my tension was perfect when I got the machine. I did not have to do like any adjusting at all, which was great. But we moved the machine from the house into the garage and there were a couple of steps and the whole thing almost fell on my dad, which was obviously traumatizing because I'm mentioning it right now. It's a huge machine. It's at least 500 pounds, just the machine. That's not even the stand. I was very worried because my dad does not have a good back, nor does he have good knees. But he was fine. It did not fall on him. So that was good. But they kind of had to manhandle the machine a little bit. So plus the cats have been on it while it was in the old sewing room and they broke a bunch of threads. And so I had to go through, I had to rethread a bunch of them. I started to deal with the tensions and I was like, you know, I only need 1 needle. So I found the best tension. I stitched out the stuff I needed to stitch and I called it done. But I will be having to do the tensions on that eventually. It's not fun. I wish I had saved the tension sheet because it basically ironically stitches a bunch of H's and then you have, and the reason they do H, it's a capital H, so you can see the tension going up and down and the tension going side to side, and you want to see a certain amount of the bobbin thread, but then it doesn't really like ever tell you. I think when I watched the video from the company, they only want you to touch 1 tension dial and there's no way to know which tension dial that it is. So it was like this whole thing. So that is going to take me a few hours to get that fixed. But it will be fun. But that one is like, it's a hammer. I mean, it's a loud machine. If you've ever been to Disneyland and you've seen the hat embroidery machines, this is slightly bigger. I think they have 12 or 14 needle, and so mine has like 1 to 3 more needles. But just like the shape of it is slightly larger. And I don't have mine on a stationary desk. I have mine on a stand with wheels, so I can wheel it all around my sewing room wherever I want. And it's not that heavy to push it. So anyways, without further ado, I am going to switch up my cameras because that was the whole point of buying these cameras last year, was so that I can switch them. Boop. And ta-da! Hopefully it switched. Let me see. YouTube's being super shady with me today. Okay. YouTube keeps pausing. So let me go ahead. I'm going to put That, let's hope I don't trip over. I've got cords in here, so that's not fun. Oops. And I wish I could show you the whole thing with this camera, but I can't. We're going to do this mask. Okay. So we're going to put the needle down and we are going to push start. And eventually I will put another light over here so that it's not just backlit by the window. But if I move my ring light right now, then it will be centered for when I'm done talking. So that's okay. Searching for a specific color of thread because I have a great big bin of thread and I'm a super nerd and I've not organized them yet. I don't know, maybe I already have it on my desk. Let me look up the picture. I feel like it should be a different color, but I guess that could be it. Oh, that is it. Okay. Dopeness. All right. So I did that gold because I knew that I had it. Now for this one, I'm actually using some pieces of felt that I just happen to already have in my cut pile. So sometimes I will save felt because if I only use a piece of it, then I can use the rest of it later. Somebody recently was doing an embroidery video, and their auto threader was much less aggressive than mine. I was a little jealous about that. So this particular mask is listed in my Etsy shop, and it is called the Exotic Owl Mask. It is in tan gold. I think that's what I call it, is tan gold. Maybe I just call it brown, because this is oatmeal colored felt, and then it is also going to have this copper colored felt for kind of like eyebrows, I guess. So if you do have any questions about machine embroidery or about whatever, feel free to drop those in the comments. I got my first embroidery machine in 2010, a few months after I had my oldest daughter. I got it on eBay, and it was a Singer machine, and it had a really funny hoop size. It was much smaller than all the other standard hoop sizes, but I loved it, and I made it work for what I needed it to do. Originally, what I liked to do was just add names to things that I made, like diaper bags or baby blankets, and give those as gifts. And then one day, I don't remember what I was doing. It was something for my kids, and I was thinking about paper dolls, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun if there was an embroidery design to make something like a paper doll, but out of felt. And I found a few different companies that did it, they call them digitizers, and one of them stuck out to me as a style that I liked the best, and I purchased from that person, and I started doing quite a bit of embroidery from those purchases, from one particular designer, and this is one of her masks, actually. I eventually went on to advertise for her and to test embroidery patterns for her. So she would digitize them, and she would have other people test them, which is great because we got free designs in exchange for testing the pattern and using our own materials. Yeah. But I am a very business-focused person, so when I tell someone that it is a business relationship and a business friendship, I actually mean it. And at one point, she started doing some things that I did not think were benefiting my business, and we parted ways. Otherwise, I would tell you exactly where this design was from. And she has, actually after I stopped testing for her, not that that's the reason, but after a while after I stopped testing for her, she kind of slowed down on embroidery, and then by 2020 she wasn't digitizing a whole lot, and then after that she had to go get some other work because I guess people weren't buying embroidery designs at that time. I still was. Just not from this person. In case you're hearing me, because I'm talking out loud to myself, I'm not sure why, but my camera has decided it's not going to record anymore, it's just going to be live. So that's fine. As long as it's not stopping my live, I'm okay. Started selling felt masks for Halloween in, I believe, 2014. was the first year, and then I really went kind of big in 2015. So that was nice and fun, and I was selling masks well into 2021. 2021 was my last year doing felt masks, and I had decided that I was going to switch up my business and not do the masks anymore because they can be a little bit stressful. As you can see in this particular hoop, I can only do one mask at a time. This is saying, my machine is telling me that this particular mask is 15 minutes to stitch, so that's not including any thread changes or if I have to cut applique. And at the time, the masks just weren't really selling for very much, so I was working a lot of hours and I just wasn't making a whole lot of profit. So I wasn't going to continue making the masks, but this year, I started getting a little tight financially, and I know how to make these masks basically if I was asleep. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and offer them in limited availability so that I don't stress myself out too much. But I do like making them. They are a lot of fun to make. And if they do well this year as just a pop-up, I may continue to offer them as just a Halloween pop-up, maybe from June or July through August. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I missed a thread. I missed a thread. That is what color? This is orange. I forgot about my beak thread. I had the thread ready for the little jewel tone. Come on, thread. I brought the threads with me to Arizona, and some of them got a little tangly. So I'm trying to untangle them, and now I'm just going to cut one. There we go. Because I do have scissors in that little bin. Okay. Sorry, I had to re-ravel some of it. Re-ravel? Is that a thing? I had to wind it back up. We had an easy dinner tonight. We had paninis. My youngest loves paninis. Where'd that thread go? So I love quick and easy dinner, especially on live nights, because the less work and cleanup I have, the better. to have more, well, I'm hoping to have the Halloween pop-up on my website. I am not sure if I will get that up and ready this weekend. I am still doing projects for a family wedding, but those basically have to be done by this weekend. So I may wait and just do a full Halloween pop-up lunch next week. And I made that noise because you cannot, I don't know if you can see my thread up here, but this is a different spool. Normally the spools look like this, so they come very easily off of the thread comes off of the spool. The current spool I have has this kind of an end on both ends, and sometimes it catches, and so it started to pull the whole spool into my machine, which can cause a thread break, and also it can bend and break my needle. And breaking a needle when you're 10 minutes into a 15-minute stitch out significantly increases your stitch time. We are getting close to the end. If anybody is joining us fresh or in the middle of the live stream, feel free to say hello. You can comment with #live. We are stitching out an owl mask, or I guess I looked up the name and it's actually my majestic owl mask. But I know I have exotic owl mask also as part of my title for the listing on Etsy. So for this particular step, this one always kind of bugged me because normally you would lay down your piece of applique, stitch it, cut the applique, and then do the finishing stitch. But when this design was digitized, they made the backing at the same time. So I have to, this is called floating. I'm going to float a piece of felt on the back of my hoop. If you are new to machine embroidery, and especially in the hoop projects with anything, including felt, you feel free to use tape. I used to use tape, but I know how to feel around the design to know where my felt is and to know that I am on track. One of the tapes I do like is this tape from Kimberbell. I believe they call it fabric tape. It does remind me of medical tape. Now, this piece of felt was a big scrap piece I had from doing some owl wings, but I save it because you can see it fits perfectly in that applique spot. So I'm making sure that I'm covering all of these stitches that I just did because it is going to now stitch over those. And hopefully you didn't get a good look at my nails because they are horrible and I need to do them again. There's just not a lot of time, I tell ya. Something I'm thinking about doing next week is a little bit of a sew-along. I'm not sure though if I'm going to be able to do it. I bought some fabric earlier in the year for the wedding that I'm going to, and I bought some fabric in kind of a light plum, and it's got like a floral print, and then I also bought a very similar floral print in a navy color because I was not sure what the colors of the wedding would be, and I figured I'd be safe with those colors. Well, the wedding this month is going to be in the blue tones, so to not look like I'm in the wedding, I'm going to use the plum fabric. So as soon as I get all of my other things done for the wedding, I will start making my dress. I have decided that I'm going to do the flutter wrap dress from Patterns for Pirates. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live sew with me, or if I will have, because if I do, I have to have all the pattern pieces cut out in advance. And I do think it's going to take me more than an hour to sew that. So if I don't do it during the live, or if I don't do any part of it during the live, I will record it because I think that would be a fun one to do. So I just opened the lock on the hoop because I have to cut away all of this fabric so that it can finish sewing the mask. So I have way too many pairs of scissors, but I'm just going to, this is just a rough cut, meaning that I'm not going to trim it down super close. I just want to cut away this fabric so that when it does sew, when it stitches out the eye holes and the rest of the sides of the mask, that it doesn't stitch down any of this copper color. So these are just angled scissors. I do have another pair that are more like L-shaped, but these don't cut as well. Unfortunately, a lot of the places that I buy scissors in order to get them for more reasonable prices, and also to support other small and family-owned businesses, I have to order online. And then when I do that, I can't test them out beforehand. So this is going to stay that brown color. I actually did this on purpose when I was stitching the design for myself the first time because it's faster so that I don't have to keep changing the thread color. I think I also, there's another owl mask that is a similar style in my shop, and for that one I do the outline stitch in a different color thread, and I don't know why, but it always feels like it takes me forever to finish that mask because I have to change thread for these like feathers, these eyebrow feathers. You have to change the thread for the beak and then for the outline in the eyes. One of my favorite masks to stitch. I do love the other more classic looking owl mask. It's incredibly popular in my shop. It does very well at Halloween, especially with the owl wings that I sell. But I really just love the majestic animal sets or animal masks that I have in my shop because I really like watching them stitch. I think this one has the least amount of, if you want like decorative or filigree looking stitches. Some of them have quite a bit more, and they're just really pretty to watch. stop. I thought she was done, and she wasn't. It's been a while since I've done these masks. And I forgot about the elastic holes, so that was silly. Okay. What I can do is I can back up and forward my stitches, so that way I make sure that all of my stitches match up the way they're supposed to. I really should wait until the machine's actually done stitching before I take the thread out. But I thought I could get ahead of the machine. And that beep says we are done with this mask. So there is a little screw here. I have to remember which way it goes. There we go. To loosen it up and pop the hoop off. I know some people just aggressively pull the hoop out. I don't do that because I want to make my hoops last as long as possible. So this is the back of the mask, and I go through and I use these little snips, and I snip off all of these little doodads here to make it nice and pretty. I also use these. I'm not going to cut this out because it's been, we're 40 minutes in, and it takes me a little while. So I also use these snips to trim around this area. I like to have it very nice and clean around all of these areas of felt and to clean up in here. I use these duckbill scissors to cut out my eye holes because they're nice and sharp and it doesn't give me jagged lines. And then these are my everyday cutting scissors that I will use to cut the mask. I do not have arthritis, but it does run in my family. So these actually, and I just like these. They're spring loaded. See the spring in there? These are not Fiskars. My first pair were Fiskars. I had those for maybe close to 20 years. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, and I'm going to walk over to the other camera to finish out. I don't think that Ginger offers spring-loaded scissors, because if they did, I would want them. So we'll go ahead and switch cameras. I bought these cameras not quite a year ago. And the whole point of purchasing them, I got 3 of them. There is a tripod that I'm actually not using. I thought I was using the tripod, but I'm using a completely different I have a lot of gizmos and gadgets, channeling my inner Ariel. I have a lot of gizmos and gadgets in my sewing room. So when I bought these cameras, I bought a set of 3. I also got a table stand, and I got a single post stand, which is, it's similar. I think it's got a tripod bottom, but it's not an actual tripod. And then my light ring tripod broke earlier this year, so I had to replace it. Mostly I like the one that I purchased. It's just that the lean on it sometimes loosens up when I touch the tripod. Like I don't even have to touch the screw for for that. So I don't love that. But for the most part, I like the camera system that I have, but I use an app with it. So I can just touch on my app, the camera screen that I want to show you, and then it moves. The only thing I don't like is that I can't do, what can't I do? I don't know what I can't do. Sometimes I can't like record necessarily. I have to record to a SD card, micro SD card. I don't know. There's lots of things. Eventually I will get better with these cameras because I know that there's a picture-in-picture feature. So I could, when I'm doing unboxings or when I'm doing sewing, I could have one camera that is showing me and one camera that's showing whatever it is that I'm doing. So I did play a little bit with the camera in camera when I was in Arizona. I just haven't mastered it. And sometimes you just don't want to see me flustering. I'd rather you see whatever it is that is the other thing. I don't know what the deal is with YouTube right now. So if anybody's commenting on YouTube or anything, I'm apologizing. My YouTube on my iPad keeps pausing randomly, and I don't know if it's pausing the comments as well. Bummer. So that is a little sneak peek into what I do when I'm running my business. That is how I make a felt mask. I think I have 60 listings. I have 50 or 60 listings on Etsy right now for masks and tails and wings. There's a few tails. I know that I have like a puppy dog tail and a cat tail. I have owl wings. And if, like I said, if the Halloween shop does well this year, then I will do another Halloween pop-up next year. I do have a lot more things that I have not actually sewn. I have bee wings and fairy wings and butterfly wings and ladybug wings. I own designs to create those. I've never actually made them. And I have masks kind of to go along with those. So it's a thing. Hopefully, I will be able to start sending out emails next week. So if you are not subscribed to the email list, do feel free to subscribe at HeidiMind.com/subscribe. Not only does that score you a 20% off coupon from the website, unfortunately, it's not on Etsy. It also gets you updates on when I post new videos, any new content to the website, all that good stuff. And feel free to follow on any social media platform that you love the best. I am on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I don't post there very often. It's a lot for my brain, that whole scroll. I was trying to explain it one day, and I'm like, it's kind of like if you go to Disneyland and you're trying to listen to every conversation going on around you at the same time. For me, that's Twitter or X, I guess it's called now, whatever. A lot of times I will go to social media and I will sign up for an account just to grab the handle that I want. Believe it or not, Heidi Meineke is not, I'm not the only one. And especially because I go by Heidi Mine for my business, M-E-I-N. People still grab that one. I don't understand why, but apparently I did a search. I did a Google search. There is no Heidi Mine, not M-E-I-N or M-I-N-E. I am she. And I actually own both .coms. So, yeah, because sometimes you just have to grab the things. My nose is telling me I'm going to sneeze, so I apologize. There might be one more. I don't know. I look funny when I sneeze. Then there's she gone. So, I do believe we're coming quite close to an hour tonight. I am going to go ahead and sign off for the evening because I'm going to finish a movie and I have a couple of other orders that I want to finish tonight. I want to get them in the mail for tomorrow. And yeah, so thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate everyone hanging out. Again, if you have not already, feel free to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow and or subscribe, and be sure to comment with hashtag live or hashtag replay. This does help push the video out to more people that would enjoy it, and it lets me know that you are enjoying the content as well. So I will see you next week. And I always have to do this where I start to wave and then I remember that it's not going to cut out until I actually hit the button twice.